Hey, this is Anthony from Bayside. You're watching Punkvideosrock.com.
Hey guys, Robert with Punkvideosrock.com. I'm hanging out with Anthony with Bayside. How's it going, brother?
Good, how are you?
Doing great, doing great. Finally a tour with you and Vinnie.
Yeah.
How's that going?
It's awesome. I mean, we've done it a lot in the past, and they've kind of been in between records for a really long time, so it's nice they finally got that as soon as Vinnie called me and told me that they had their record situation sorted out and it was coming out. He said it was coming out in October. I said, perfect. We have a tour in October. You're coming. Yeah.
I hear there's some little bromance going on there.
Oh, I mean, I think the whole tour. We just took this is our third tour in a row with Transit.
Okay.
The Avalanche guys, we've been friends since before there was a Bayside or an I Am the Avalanche, you know, so they're friends from home. And Saves the Day, me and Chris have done a lot of solo touring together, so the whole tour is a bromance.
How do you guys go about it as far as picking who you're going to bring out? Like, since there's so many...
We like to tour with bands that are either our friends or bands that we just legitimately like as bands, you know? Like, all tours, really our tours anyway, they start with their phone calls between band members, you know what I mean? Like I said, Vinnie called, said they had the record coming out in October. I said, all right, let's do a tour, you know what I mean? Called Chris, let's do a tour, you know? I don't think it works like that for all bands, but we want to be around people that we enjoy being around.
Definitely. Killing Time, it took you were saying it took 10 years to make that kind of album. So what kind of elements are they that it took you that long to, you know, to organize?
Well, we've been touring really nonstop for 10 or 11 years. And we've always written our records like on the road. So it was nice to finally, with this record, we took like a whole year to sit home and write and really focus on writing and not have to play any shows, not have to tour. So it took us that long to be able to, like, I guess, afford to not tour for a whole year and just focus on making the album.
And then did you guys take different approaches as far as like the actual production of it?
I wouldn't say different, but I mean, we just kind of like we just focused a lot more. I mean, we never had the luxury of having time to revisit things, you know? Like, we would write a song and we'd kind of think about it and make it the best we could, and then that was the song, and then we record it, and then that was it, you know what I mean? It was coming out a month later. With this, we really got to write and spend like 6 months later, you could listen to that song and feel like something could be changed about it and actually have the time to change it, you know? And when we recorded, I mean, like 666, there's like 7 different versions of, you know, before we settled on one that was going to be on the record. So, you know, it was nice to be able to really make sure everything was perfect before it was released.
You guys are right now. You guys have already gone out. Would we be expecting a music video for that anytime soon?
We're trying to do something kind of a little out of the box for it. We're trying to put it together on our own without the standard like label giving us a budget and hiring a director and kind of going through those motions. I feel like it always winds up being really sterile, and we're never really super happy with how videos come out in that environment. So we're kind of working on something right now that. Yeah, we're trying to just do it ourselves because, I mean, really nobody cares about your band as much as you do, you know? Like, even the best managers and labels and agents and everybody in the world, which, you know, and our label and manager and agent, everybody's amazing, but nobody's ever going to focus as much as you. Nobody's going to lose sleep over the video or the record or anything the way the band does, you know? So it's nice to take things into your own hands.
Cool. Last tour you guys were on, the Take Action tour, you had mentioned possible, you know, Spanish album, a Bayside Spanish album. What's the update on that?
I mean, it's definitely something that we want to do. We haven't really had the time because we've been on the road all year, but it's something we've been talking about doing, like a 7-inch kind of thing with like just 2 Spanish songs on it.
Okay. And you obviously speak Spanish, so does the rest of the band? Or how would that work out?
My Spanish is okay. It was just something I always wanted to do when we play in like Southern California, Arizona, Texas. Like, so many people come up from Mexico to the shows. We have like a very big fan base in Mexico where people actually cross the border come up to shows, and we get so much mail from all over South America. And when we were in Barcelona earlier in the year, and like, you know, the response was huge there, you know, so we just felt like there was a demand for it, you know, and just thought it'd be something cool.
Have you guys toured down, Mexico area?
No, we haven't been like Mexico or South America. It's definitely on our list of things to do. But there's a lot. It's tough to get down there. You know what I mean? Or like in the U.S. and in Europe and Australia, it's pretty. There's kind of these promoters that are the promoters you call, and you call them, and these are the venues that you play in, and these are the hotels you stay in, and they do it. That's what they do. You know what I mean? This is the airline you fly. South America, it's a lot more. It's a little more rogue. You know what I mean? You kind of just go in there and you don't know what to expect. You know what I mean? If you've seen like the NoFX, the backstage passport thing that they did, where they're just kind of like taking trains around with carrying their equipment on train, like hiding in the back of pickup trucks, shows getting canceled 5 minutes before they're supposed to go on stage, all these, you just never know what to expect when it comes to tours like that, so it's a lot tougher to kind of put together, but we want to do it anyway.
And speaking of tours, to everybody else, tour life seems amazing and everything, but what really goes on on an actual tour? Like, what are the pros and cons of it?
I mean, being away from home is the biggest con, obviously. Kind of, missing friends and family and your bed and your house. I mean, remember when we were younger, that wasn't a con at all. That was a pro, being away from home. You know what I mean? When we were like 18, 19, 20, 21, it was like just traveling the world. Yeah, traveling the world. Like, who wants to go back to their like mother, their mother's house, or, like their little bedroom, and you don't have much to go home to. But these days, I mean, it's a lot different for us at home. We actually have houses that we really like being in, and we have things that we really enjoy. I have a car that I really like to drive. You know what I mean? Like, I actually have something to go home to now. So you miss that, but it's still awesome. You get to hang out with your friends all the time and get paid for it. You get to travel all over the world. It's cool, man. It's awesome.
You've experienced van and bus. So what is your preference?
It's a toss-up, to be honest, man. The bus is so nice because it's safer, which is a big thing, and we get a lot of rest, which helps us be on the road longer and more, because playing as many shows as we do, like when you're in a van, you got to wake up early, you have to drive overnight, you have to get up at 6 in the morning to get to the show on time, and now that we can get a full night's sleep every night, we're able to put on that much better of a show in the next day. But we miss so much because with the van, it was driving, actually it was actually a road trip. Like, being on the bus isn't a road trip. You just wake up in a new city, and you kind of, wherever you could walk to, you can go. And
there's not much traveling nowadays with the bus.
We're asleep during the traveling, so we don't get to we don't stop at truck stops, and we don't see the scenery. You know what I mean? Like, it's always those it's like in between the cities where the real like beautiful scenery is. We sleep through all that now. So it's kind of, we definitely miss that, but it's worth it to be able to get some rest and be able to put on a better show.
Earlier, you had started doing some solo shows, and at first you were doing them for fun, and now a previous show you mentioned that you might be doing an album. So
yeah, I actually, as I've been in Southern California over the last couple of days, I've been like making all the plans for recording and who's going to play on it and stuff like that. I definitely I'm going to try to record something before the end of the year, and really what I want to do is just release it for free. I don't really want to have an actual release and sell it and go the label route. I'm really trying to just put them up for free and just say, listen to it, learn it, come out to the show, sing it, We'll
be seeing more solo shows as well?
Yeah, I'm doing the longest. I usually only go out for 5 days a week, 10 days the most. But January and February, I'm going to be doing like a month-long, like almost full U.S. solo tour, yeah.
What will you be bringing out?
I'm not allowed to say yet. I'm not
supposed
to say, yeah, but you'll know soon. Yeah.
Cool. What other plans does Bayside have? Any holiday shows coming up or any other tours?
A bunch of holiday shows. We're playing 4 shows in the Northeast with Taking Back Sunday. Us and Taking Back Sunday are going to do 2 hometown shows together in Long Island, and a show in Pennsylvania and a show in New Jersey. And we're also doing a big hometown. It's not our hometown. It's us and Gaslight Anthem are going to do a big their hometown holiday show in Asbury Park.
What would be expected from you guys on those holiday shows?
We recorded a Christmas song last year that was a lot of fun. Yeah, so we'll play that, and and then of course just kind of all the hits.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, man. It was good to meet you.
Yeah, likewise.
So be sure to check out Bayside, and if they reach your area on this tour, be sure to catch them.